Edmundo Sosa has to be in the lineup every day.
He's doing his thing.
Man.
I was just sitting there thinking, in the limited role that he's playing, to come in, I think he's hitting like, what, 600 now?
600. He is the first Philly in 15 years to start a season with 4 multiple hit games in a row.
And he's juiced. He's juiced off the bench, man. And you know what? As we talked about it this morning, there's something special about being in the situation that you're in and being in the moment that you shouldn't mess with that.
Hugh, I agree. So look, great Phillies win last night. It's again, they didn't do much off a starter, but that's okay. This has become their thing. They got more runs late in the game. Wheeler was incredible, as he always is. But Hugh, the story continues to be Edmundo Sosa. So last night, Trey came back, and Trey had good at-bats, and Trey had 3 hits, right? This isn't specifically a Trey Turner situation right now because Trey's back, and he's healthy, and he's going to play. But I don't know how they take Sosa out of the lineup. I know he's like their 6th man, right? He's their number 1 bench guy, and when everyone's healthy.
He's Lou Williams.
Right. And when it's not a lefty on the mound, he typically doesn't play. But, Hugh, how could Topper make a lineup? We'll get you the lineup when it comes out today, and not have him in it. He's hitting, like you said, 600, 4 straight multiple hit games. So far this season, he has the best batting average in baseball. I mean, this guy has been incredible so far. So here's where I'm at this morning. 215-592-9494 to hop in. We're live at CBP today. I have to have him in the lineup. I don't know how long this hot streak lasts. Now, is it 3 weeks? Is it a month? I don't know. But however long this lasts, I need to keep him in the lineup. And, Hugh, we've used this term before. If that means other people become uncomfortable because we have to get Sosa in the lineup every day, I'm okay with that. I need to find ways to get this guy in the lineup. Hugh, do you need Sosa in the lineup every day for the foreseeable future? I need it. Need it.
You know what, Joe? Initially this morning when we had this conversation, Kyle probably going to get mad at me for this.
Come on now.
I felt the same way that you guys felt. But as this is how it happened, this is how my mind works. As the show started, and I thought about it.
You just want to be difficult.
No, I'm not trying to be difficult. Because I was with you. When we were talking about it, I was with you. But as I spoke about it, I changed my mind immediately when I thought about it. Because some people are better in small sample sizes. You know, just like, for example, using a football analogy. When Jameis Winston came in for a small sample size for the Cleveland Browns early on, he didn't look bad. And as the season progressed, he looked like the Jameis of old.
Some players get exposed the more they play. And that's to your point on this, even though I'm mad at you. To your point, Sosa's been labeled one of those guys so far in his career. It seems like he's better if he plays 45 games rather than 140 games. I get the premise. I'm not happy with that.
No, and see, because I look at it like this. Right now, Topper's pushing all the right buttons with what he's doing with this lineup. You know, Trey Turner looks like he's starting to work his at-bats a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that Sosa puts pressure on everybody else in the lineup. I like that. So I want to keep that because the one thing that we talked about going into this season is much of the same. You know, we talked about last week, this team looks similar, eerily similar, as far as some at-bats and stuff to last year. The fact that he's coming in as hot as he is, I don't want to mess up that chemistry. I don't want to mess up whatever mojo he has, whatever spark plug he has off the bench, because I feel like that might be something special moving forward. So, initially I was with you, but then I thought about it. I'm like, no, you might have something special in him in the small sampling size that you have, so just keep it like it is.
Yeah, listen, I need him in the lineup. And, Hugh, I understand the point of overexposing a reserve player, and he plays too much, he gets exposed. But here's what I need from Topper. I need him to keep Sosa in the lineup and wring this rag out until it's dry. Like, I don't know how long this lasts. Maybe it's 2 more days. Maybe it's 5. Maybe it's a month. And what I can't have happen is him say, well, I got all these regular players. Everyone's healthy. I can't play Sosa, because to me that makes the team worse. I want to make the team as good as it could be. And right now, he's their best guy. Let's hear from Topper last night. And I thought this was a hint that you're going to be right on this. He's not going to force him in the lineup. And I don't even know if he's going to be in the lineup today. Here's Topper last night after the game about trying to find a spot for Sosa here.
Way to get Sosa in the lineup tomorrow.
I'd like to play. I'm going to call MLB and see if we can play 10.
When he gets on these hot streaks, like, it is tough to not play him, is it not?
It is. It really is. I got to think about that one. But
Well, no, you don't have to think about it. You got to get him in the lineup. That's the thinking process. All right, so we'll go over ways I think they could try to make this work because obviously it's complicated. He's not an everyday guy, but he's playing like one right now. 215-592-9494 to hop in. We're live at the park today. Good win for the Phillies. They're 4-1, off to a nice start, trying to go 5-1 today before the Dodgers, who, by the way, have not lost yet, come in here tomorrow. We'll get to all this coming up, but let's start here. Does Sosa have to be in the lineup every day moving forward? And when I say that, I don't mean like 162 games. I just mean as long as he stays hot, do you need him in the lineup? I do. Hugh Douglas wants willing to put Sosa back to the bench?
Well,
You're killing
me. I feel like
killing me.
He's been in the spark plug setting.
Yes.
And the fact that he's been clutched the last couple times that we've seen him out there, I like that. And I understand where everybody's coming from. It's not like I want to be a contrarian. It's just that we've seen something similar to this. And let's give a shout out to my man Johan Rojas for laying the butt down the other day, moving runners.
He had a good game last night.
Yeah, he had a really good game. So I feel like right now what the Phillies are doing, you need to try to keep that going. Now, if it's when you talk about resting guys and injuries and things of that nature, that might change. But I think initially just leave it like it is.
215-592-9494. Before we get Kyle's take, you're right here. There's certain players, you brought up the Jameis example. Jameis is a funny one. Like, they get overexposed, right? But once in a while, you get a player that just has a career year, right? And you just got to kind of ride the hot hand. I mean, you can go back to baseball history. There's tons of these guys. Pete Incaviglia, 1993 Phillies. Like, there are certain players that when they're hot, maybe they're just going to have a year. Like, maybe this is Edmundo Sosa's career year, and no one thinks he's going to bat 600, obviously. He's just, he's in the midst of a great run. But I don't want to take his at-bats away because I have, stronger feelings towards other players. If he's playing the best, he's got to play.